George, your first game as a safety on Saturday. Can you just talk about kind of what you saw maybe different at that position than playing corner in the past?
It's just different as opposed to I can see the whole field now, see what everyone's doing, see where everyone's lined up. As opposed to corner, I'm looking from the outside in. Usually focus on what's on my side of the field or on that side of the field as opposed to where everyone else is, who's aligning where, emotions we're getting and stuff like that.
You've been a teammate a long time now with Derek Langford. He gets his first pick on Saturday. We've really seen him kind of develop over the last couple of years. Can you talk about what you've seen and just the way he's kind of progressed since he got here from San Francisco?
Just constant growth on and off the field. He's always been a spectacular athlete, but just constant growth as a player, working technique, getting stronger in the weight room. He's done all the right things to take this step, and it's going to be a big year for him.
One of the other guys we saw make a lot of plays on Saturday was Tanner Moku. That's a safety spot. What have you kind of seen from him when he came in the program last year as a walk-on to, putting up 8 tackles and really playing a strong game back there?
A constant hard worker, a really good football player, instinctual football player, just has to settle down and get the mental reps, like just calm his mind down and let himself know that it's just football and it's nothing more than that.
Just on the topic of kind of how you've seen teammates grow, we really saw Calvin Jackson kind of cement himself as one of the top receiving options after being in the program a couple years. How have you seen his growth and kind of to where he's come from being somewhere on the depth chart to now being one of the primary options in the offense?
CJ's always been good. CJ's been good really since the day he got here, but right now he knows where our offense is and the steps that he has to take, and he knows he has to be that guy. He knows he needs to be a primary on every play and that he needs to have the ball in his hands to make plays.
When you kind of go back to the film and you watch what happened Saturday, what is something that maybe you look at, maybe in yourself that you want to improve upon just from Saturday to this Saturday?
Don't let the moment get too big. Don't try to be a hero, just do my job.
Was that a problem on Saturday?
It wasn't necessarily a problem, but the moment did get too big for us at the end of the game. I would say as we let routine plays that we had seen throughout the week last week in practice, also that they had showed throughout the game, and we just didn't execute. But hats off to them.
George, Portland State does some different things offensively. How important is film work this week?
It's big. Film is big every week. It's not just this week. Film is big every week. Get ahead on your opponent. Learn new things. See what they want to do. Try to see what they're tipping their hat on. Just so you can know you're not going into the game blind.
Is film work maybe more important than practice this week?
No. They're equally important. Practice is always important, but film is always important as well. We have to get out here. We have to get out here and execute, take care of business, and be locked in.
How did you learn how to flush games that maybe didn't go your way or even great wins? How did you learn to flush that quickly so you can move on to next week?
Myself, I'll dwell on games a bit after, but I usually just sit on it the night of, and then the next morning it's over. Move on to next week, start watching film, start preparing my body for the next week.
It's not easy to do, is it?
No.
How'd you learn how to do that?
Just comes with knowing that you can't get it back. You got to move on. Don't let this one game affect how we played this coming Saturday. If you didn't play how you wanted to play this previous game, you have a good practice, put in the work in film, and do all the things you need to do to not let that happen again this week.
Tell me about playing at 3 o'clock instead of 8 o'clock. How different is that for you? Is that easier? Is it harder? How does it work for you?
It's definitely easier as there's not much of a wait time as you're not sitting in a hotel all day waiting around, and you're kind of waking up and you get rolling right away. You breakfast meetings and you're going right away.
Was that hard, do you think, last week for some of the younger guys who hadn't done that before?
I wouldn't say it was hard, but kind of just anxiousness for the young guy, just sitting around all day.